Throughout the years, our favourite professor, of course being Professor Zayden Honeycutt, or as you may know him as the Fugitoid, he has been portrayed over the years through the comics and TV shows. Well, today I'll be ranking all the versions from worst to best. And before we get started, this is my opinion. And before we get started, if you do like this content and want to see more from this channel, please do make sure to subscribe and like and turn on post notifications. Now let's go on with the video. And number 4 had to be the 1984 version, and overall I don't really have much to say about this version, and that's only due to the fact that I've only read a handful of issues with Min, and I just don't really know what to say about this one. It's not that I have anything against him, or yeah, it's just that I don't really know too much about this one, and it's not really like they're giving him too much of a personality. So I mean, if I did read a bit more and I feel like I'm missing quite a few issues about him, I feel like I will have a lot stronger different opinions about him. But at the same time, he's an okay version, there's nothing too wrong with him. And number 3 had to be the 2012 version, and I really enjoyed this version, sort of. I mean, I think his voice was really good for at the time, and I don't really have anything against him. Yeah, I liked how he was introduced. He was Save the Turtles. That was a very good way, and how they sort of like redid his origins, like sort of like rebooting it. But he found not the other way around, and I thought that was a really good idea. And then they do the, of course, the shocker of that he was the one who built the black hole generator, which even though it was a shock, but like at the same time, it wasn't too much, just because we've already gotten a little bit of that. It's just told differently with what they wanted, like transmat portal instead of the black hole. So yeah, and then he would sacrifice his life for the turtles. I don't know. It was okay. But at the same time, they left it on a cliffhanger with him still being alive, and then they never did anything with it. So that's where my problem really lies with this character, is that they had the opportunity to bring him back, but instead they decided to leave him floating around in space endlessly. And number 2, it had to be the IDW version, and this version is currently still alive, and what I mean by that is that there's actually still new content for this character going around, and overall I'd say this version is really enjoyable. Like, they retold his whole origin story completely, rebooted the whole thing. I know they kept some elements in it, so like, it was his master that got put into it, but then when you look at it, it's a lot different. I do like how in the early issues we get to see him as a human with, like, as being Chet, and I thought that's a very good, cool idea. It's a shame that they never really expand too much into this whole idea, and then when like, there are some really cool elements about this character, or this version of the character, which I feel like they haven't explored enough, or they haven't explored at all, and I feel like if we did get a few more issues, we could potentially see a very good Honeycutt, and I'm not against it. I just want to see more of him. Normally I don't really like this character, but this version I want to see more, and they have left it open enough to say, like, yes, we could do a whole series on him, but we don't want to. But I really want to learn more about this version. So of course, at number 1, it had to be the 2003 version. And yeah, I love 2003. I don't really like this version of Fugitoid, but I think it's more the fact that it's in 2003, and they do a good enough job of portraying this version and going beyond what was expected, and doing some really cool things with this character. So he was in season 2 for that 5-episode mini story arc, and that was okay with him being in space and all that. And oh yeah, I do guess he was in Secret Origins. Damn, how could I forget that? But still, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. Even in that, it was like okay, bearable, and enjoyable, and actually useful for once. And then it was in season 3. He came back to Earth to sacrifice his life, make sure the Triceratons didn't come back after him. And yeah, I must admit that's a very interesting thing, and a very big, important thing to say, that like, you want to give your life for millions. And to even do it on a kids' TV show where you kill yourself, that's a very big, bold movement that I'm very surprised actually got past the censors. But I do guess he's a robot. But still, that's not the point I'm trying to prove here. Damn, how does I keep getting off topic? But still, that's not the point. This is like a very good version, and when he does keep making phone calls to Donnie and then does eventually come back, it's a very good and nice surprise, and like, yes, I remember you, and I can't really say much more than that, because yes, I liked the version, but like, not to the point where like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure you can understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, if IDW was to do a lot more content and released it, then 2003 would be in number 2 spot. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, that's my ranking for Fugitoid. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you change any of them, or if you agree with me. I doubt there's many people that would agree with me just because they think 2012 is amazing. That's your opinion. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do have fun, please share, like, subscribe, and all stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.